Thursday. Welcome to my live. My name is Trina. I am retired. I'm 57 and I was thinking about just talking to you guys for a little while. And if you guys, I'll fill you out. If you guys want to play trivia, we can play trivia. We can do it. So, other than that, how was your day? How was your work day today? Ezraya. Hi, Ezraya. How are you, beautiful? How are you doing? How is your medical education going? How are you doing? Because I know you're pretty smart. How are you doing with that? Pretty good? Yes, you are amazing. You are amazing. You are truly amazing. I'm doing okay. Hi, Dax. How are you? You said I'm flowing and glowing. So that means that you're getting through this medical schooling that you're going through. That means it's a breeze to you, right? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just yeah, I'm always looking different. Every time somebody sees me, I look different, but I can't help it. I just like to be different all the time. Hi Dax. How are you? How are you doing today? Yeah, I found out I went to my eye doctor today and I found out that I need my glasses. I thought I just needed them just to read. No, my age is catching up with me. So, yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Such is life. You know, just just got to roll with it. I was like, "Oh, so that's why like when we're watching TV sometimes at night and my husband would turn the light off to watch the TV. I'm like, "Turn the light on. I can't see." That's what it is. That's why I need the light. Hi, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you. How are you doing, Glenn? Glenn, do you have to wear glasses? You might not be my age yet, but if I'm going to wear glasses, they have to be some nice looking glasses. So I went there, and why is it the ones that I liked? Hi, Juliet. The ones that I like, Glenn, they were behind the glass, like behind the glass door, and they had to get the key. Oh, you're my age? Okay. Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to age gracefully, but I don't know. Sometimes gravity sets in. But anyways, the ones that I like, they were called Bogatas. And she said, these are very expensive. And I was like, really? I said, why is it the ones that I always like are the ones that are really expensive? So this was my eye doctor. So I don't know. It just happened like all of a sudden. I don't know. No, not. Yeah, okay, that's what they were. They were. That's right, Dax. They were Bottegas. I said Bogatas. They were Bottegas. Thank you, Zaylee. They were Bottegas, but it wasn't spelled that way. I think there were two T's. There's two T's in it. Yeah, two T's. So, do you know how much they were? Just the frames. I don't know about you guys' taste, but just the frames. The frames were $900. I was like, with the frame? The frame is 900. And then I said, well, what about my it's okay, Juliet. You're here today. You're ready for Mardi Gras? Good. Yeah, okay. That's why you knew Bottega. So let me ask you, Dax, Bottega. I'm not really that materialistic with certain things. Bottega. Is that some kind of like well-known designer that's like top of the line, like up there with like let me see what kind of purses I have. Like with Prada and like up there, like Marc Jacobs and those kind of things. Is that what that is? Sure, Juliet. What's your question? What's your question? So, yes. Thank you, Vecna. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, no wonder, Dax. No wonder. See, I don't even have one of those bags, so I don't. But I like them. Hi, Layla. So I was talking to my brother-in-law about it, and then my brother-in-law said, no, you would only wear some expensive glasses like that if you were a star. Only stars wear that. I said, I am a star. I said, I'm star status. I said, I view myself as a star in my own right, okay? I'm a star. If nobody else is gonna give me credit, I'm gonna give myself credit. So I said, that's how I roll. I said, I can't wear any glasses. I said the glasses kind of make the person. So I don't want to wear anything that looks nerdy. I said for a long time, when I got to my 40s, I would wear the little cheater glasses that I picked up like from Walmart or a place called Dollar General or something like that. And I would try to tell people, no, these are really prescription. They're prescription. Knowing all the while, what you know what I'm talking about, all the while that they weren't prescription. They were just like cheater readers. So then once I went to see my eye doctor, I found out that, oh, I need glasses. So I got the most expensive glasses that I liked. And, but then after that, like every other year, every 2 years, because I think they let you get your new glasses every 2 years, I would get really expensive glasses. And then after a while, after doing that for about 4 times, I said, oh no, I'm not paying this. So then that's when I discovered Zlul. And that's where I got these. And so I get my glasses there. The only thing is that then you become kind of complacent, like you just go to the cheaper stores to get your glasses and then you don't go and get your eye exam. Hint, hint. So I didn't go and get my eye exam. So I went on and did it today. And I found out that I have to get another prescription. Hi, Oakland. How are you doing? My week has been good. It's been good. And hi, So. Thank you for asking, Oakland. I'm still waiting for your question, Juliet. Oh, Mo Senna. I think it's Mo Senna. Hi, Mo Senna. Hi, Kersey. Thank you, Kersey. VSR16, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Oakland. So what I did was I ordered some more of these exact same glasses because of course I don't think I could send them back to Zelo and say, hey, can you give me a different prescription? I don't think it works like that. So I ordered some more and then I ordered a different pair. Um, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what my benefits will cover for the ones that I saw, Dax, that were called Bottegas. I'm going to see how much of a discount that I can get on them. They're probably going to come back with something like only $200 or $300, but it's okay. They're worth it. You know, they're worth it. So they just fit so nice. They were like cat eye. They had this like squared off cat eye with these like like kind of brownish black color on it, and they were like the bomb. Like you can look them up. Like look them up. Look up Bottega glasses. Look them up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yes, you will see because I think they have another. I'm doing okay, George. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you, VSR16. Yeah, I think there's another company, but they said I could get the glasses that were similar to what I saw. Um, but I didn't have like the picture to compare. They said the glasses were like, I want to say two something with the prescription, but I didn't want to get them because I didn't know what they looked like on me. All I could see was they were online. So I didn't get those. But when I go back and see what kind of prescription discount I get for at my eye doctor, I'm going to see if I can take a picture of them. And then I'll match it up and see if there's any out there. If not, I'm just going to just have to suck it up and pay for it. I mean, that's just what I got to do. The Burberry frames. Okay, let me look those up. Burberry frames. Let me look them up. I'm going to look those up. Because glasses, they could either make you or break you. Like you can look like a nerd, swear, or you can look, you know, you know, cute and sassy, or sophisticated and fancy and classy. You get what I'm saying? Oh, so you said, Juliet, you finally asked, okay, you said, how old I don't know. You asked me this, I think you asked me this one time before. You said, how old do I think you are? And I said, in between 18 and 21. Was I right? Salifu. Hi, Salif. It's Salif. Hi, Salif. How are you? Okay. Well, how old are you, Juliet? Because you were answering all these questions. Thank you, Salif. You're younger. How much younger? Because we have no children on this channel, but how much younger? Now, if you are over, oh, Juliet, you can't be on here, hon. You cannot be on here. You can't. No wonder you kept asking me that. Yeah, you can't be on here because on my channel settings, I stated on there no children. Now, your parents, your mom or your dad or your older sibling or someone, they could be on here. But thank you, Salif. You said I'm funny. I do have a sense of humor that people don't really realize. Yeah, I really do. I do. I like to clown around a lot. I don't always like to be so serious all the time. Some people, like some people in my family, think that I'm kind of hmm what do they say? In my family, they say that I'm kind of stuffy, that like I don't tolerate a lot of fluff, I guess. I don't tolerate a lot of shiznit. That's what they say. Hey, prude. I've been told that by my family, but I don't think that I am. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel that I am. I don't feel that I feel like I have a strict mother. My mom was very strict, and she had little to no tolerance. And so I think that I've probably adapted some of her characteristics. But on my dad's side, some of the characteristics are very like silly and funny, and he likes to play jokes, and he liked to do all of that stuff when he was living. And so I got some of those attributes as well. Yep. So thank you, Salif. Thank you, Casey. So what are we talking about? Marsha Lucas. Whatever you want to talk about. That's what we're talking about. Yes, I have both sides. I have both sides. See, I'm very diverse. So I can be very serious, and I can also be very playful at the same time. So I got the best of both worlds. Seriously. Yep. But yeah, but when I was teaching, I had to be serious all the time. That's what I had to do. Let's talk about you. Bye. Okay, bye-bye. So yeah, so I could be all types of ways. Juliet. Okay, Juliet. I'm gonna see, because when you were asking me those kind of questions, you know, I did put the limitations on there for no children. I did. Marshall, you said some people take your kindness for weakness. Yes, really. Sometimes here too, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to be more stern. So my no's are no's and my yeses are yeses. They're not maybes. If I say no, I'm standing on business and I mean no. If I say yes. So am I married? Yes, I am married. I cannot tell a lie. Yes, I am. Are you? Are you, Fleek? I like what you're saying, Oakland. You said, but you are successful, and I hope you continue to rise up. Just gotta be you, and the person you are now is great. Your videos and your lives are always on point. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. What month was I born? I was born in the month of May. Marshall, you said that I was a yes person. I was a yes person all the time. When I say no, they act like I never said yes to them. I I get it. Blake, you said I want to get married too, but I've been waiting for my ex-girlfriend for 3 years to marry her. Oh, so she's your ex? Did you let her know this? Let her know. Wow. Or if you're waiting and she's still saying no, maybe that's your answer right there. Maybe it's not a good fit. Maybe. Maybe. What did I say about you? Or what did I say, Juliet? What did I say? So, Fleek, you're saying what do you need to do? Yeah, I think so. If you've been waiting for her to marry you and you've given her hints, whether they were subtle or direct, and she's not receiving, that from you, then maybe it's time to move on. Yes, if you've been waiting for 3 years, because I would think by now you probably would have been engaged to her, right? By now, and probably working your way towards marriage. I'm not a counselor, I'm just saying. Marshall, you said you be bringing life to the YouTube family. Thank you. Thanks. Salif, you said that you are I'm Libra, and I really can relate. Okay, you can relate to Marshall. Yes, good things come to those who wait. That's right. You said it really messed up your fleek. So if it did that to you, then that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Hi, Kenneth. How are you, Kenneth? Hello. Thank you for coming to my live. So I've been trying to drink like 80 ounces of water, and that is like the hardest thing to do. Like, I think I got to maybe, maybe 3 16-ounce bottles today. And so I still have to do like two more before the night's up. And uh, it's really, it's really hard to do, but I need to. Blake, Salif is saying that you have to be mentally strong for yourself. Yes, you do. Hey, Ocho, 80. Everything is going good. Everything's okay. Everything is everything. Thank you for coming to my live, and thank you for liking the live. I was just chatting. Um, I didn't start any of the trivia questions because I was trying to kind of fill you guys out to see if you guys want to do trivia or not. Kenneth, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, yes. So, Marshall, yesterday, what I did was I squeezed a little lemon in there, and then I got, have you guys ever tried, anybody tried like the watermelon juice that they have? It's watermelon juice. So I put just a little in there just to kind of tint the water a little bit and give it a little flavor. And it was good, but it didn't taste as good as the hint water does. Because I buy the hint water. And so I will go through those like in 3 days at the rate I'm going. So what I was trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, is just only drink one of those a day and then make my own infusion water. So that's what I'm trying to do. Thank you, Corn. Salif is saying your mental health is real. So Fleek, you're listening to that, right? Because along with stress and worrying like that, it brings other health issues, like just other bad things that can happen. You don't want to have a heart attack. You don't want all that anxiety and depression. So it's time to move on. You just got to let her go. You got to let go of that idea of being with that person if you're putting more into it than you're getting out of it. You get what I'm saying? Dino, hi Dino. How are you? Julia, you like lemon with water? Yeah. Yeah, it kind of helped it to taste a little bit better. I'm doing good, Dino. I'm doing good. Yep, I am doing good. Had a eye doctor appointment today. I was saying they increased my vision has kind of declined a little bit, so I have to get some more glasses. Another prescription. Yep. Ken, if you said I understand that I suffer with mental health. So we haven't mentioned this. We we need to pray about that. We need to pray for God to strengthen us in our mental, you know, situation. We have to ask for God's divine intervention, okay? Because we can't do it alone. And once a long time ago, because there was a long time ago, people of color didn't really go to see therapists and psychiatrists. We didn't do that kind of stuff. Well, one time, I was on a job that was very, it was very stressful, and I watched people get promoted over me. I trained people that were my supervisors, and I went through a really bad, stressful ordeal. And so I went to seek outside therapy. And I was talking to the therapist, and I was telling this lady everything that I was going through. And it didn't help me much that she kept agreeing with everything that I said. Everything that I said, she agreed with it. And I was like, you're not really helping me, because I need you to like kind of like tell me what direction I should be taking. Tell me what to do. And she was like, everything that you're doing, you're right on target. I believe, and I have faith in you that you will work this out. And I was like, so why am I paying you? Because I was going to her probably like once a month, and I would pay money every time I go to see her for that hour. And so after maybe about 3 months, I said, you know what? I don't think I need to do this anymore. And she said, no, you're right. You don't. You didn't. You're fine. So, because it was nice. Like I had always seen this on the TV. Like you lay on the sofa, they give you a little water, and then they ask you, well, what do you think you should do? So how would you handle it? So, and how was your life growing up? So I'm telling her my story. So it was like I felt like this was the Katrina show. And so I'm talking to this lady, and then over time, um, she told me, yes, I don't think you really need to be here. And everything that you said that your employer was doing to you, you're right. I had like a big notebook of stuff that was going on. But needless to say, sometimes you need to have another listening ear. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that we're above therapy. I think that just to have someone else here that's not going to be biased towards you because they know you, they're your friend, they're your relative. I think it's okay. And you can also ask God for guidance on how to pick the person or the establishment that can help you, because do you guys get what I'm saying? Really, TP? Okay. You said your vision. That makes me feel much better because I didn't even like when I went in there yesterday. It was yesterday. I came out of there and I was like, dang, am I really I can't see? Because she said, I'm thinking that you probably may need to have your glasses when you go to get your driver's license. I was like, I didn't really think my vision wasn't like that. But anyway, when I drove home, I was like, wow, noticing that, oh, I really can't see everything. I'm looking like I had to wait till I got close to this sign, And I said, oh my goodness, do I really? Is the age starting to catch up with me? Wow. So, yeah, it's life. Hi, James. Hi, my holy king. How are you? I'm sorry, I was just talking and I didn't really get to read all of the comments. Thank you, my holy king. Carrots are good for your eyes, but I think once your eyes get to a certain age, I think if you try to go back and start taking carrots, I think what's done is already done. I think it's a wrap. You said a friend can be your therapist, my holy king. Mm, to a certain degree. Sometimes, because I feel like someone that doesn't really know all about you, they're not going to have their opinions based on the influence that they have from you, so to speak. They're just going to go with they're not going to be biased. That's I could be wrong. Hi, Christopher. Okay, and Kenneth, you were saying, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, you're hoping that somebody gets better. Is that what you're saying? So, Kenneth, you said that you take medication every day for stress. So, if you're taking medication every day, don't let anyone defer you from not taking the medication if they tell you you need to take it, because sometimes there's like life-changing side effects if you don't take it. So you make sure you continue to take it, okay? Hi, James. How are you doing? I'm just trying to catch up right now. Bye, Juliet. Thank you for coming to my live. I appreciate you. Thank you, James. You like my glasses, my specs? Thank you. You know that the glasses makes the person, right? Got to make sure those glasses look up to par. Yes, my holy kings, you said you can't tell your friends everything and you can't tell a therapist everything. Some things you have to. So you know what? You are right. You are right on that. You are so right. You are so right. Yes, I had a best friend that we fell out of friendship with. I just yeah. Oh well. I got other friends. I'm good. You know, all I need is Jesus. I got King Jesus. I'm good. Je- is it Jehovah? Jehovah. Uh. I don't agree with you on that, Jehovah. You saying that people getting emotional are weak people. I don't I overcome emotional pain. Nothing can hurt me. I'm not afraid of dying either. That's good for you. But but I don't agree with you on that. Bye, Kenneth. Thank you for coming to my live. I don't agree with you on that because people have other reasons. Some people have like reasons with their childhood or trauma that they've had to deal with in life, and that can make them emotional. Some people are just the type of people that people tend to take advantage of because they're nice type of people, and so then they're overwhelmed with emotions because they're always the person that's being targeted. So I don't really agree with that. I'm just saying I don't agree with that. Bye, Marshall Lucas. Yes, my holy king. Yes, spot on. Jehovah, you're saying mistakes happen and lessons learned. That is true. And I'm not taking that away from what you're saying. However, I wouldn't, I think it's not right to call people weak just because they have emotions. And I mean, I'm letting you say what you're saying. So I just don't think I don't think that's right. I just really don't think that people that are emotional are weak. I don't think that. You can be emotional for a number of reasons. You could have had you could have had somebody that left you that you really loved and they walked out of your life, or you caught them cheating on you, or your parents or somebody that you loved died, and it just kind of affected your emotions. I'm just saying, I mean, I'm not a very emotional person, but I can be emotional depending on the situation or the circumstances. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jehovah. It sounds like somebody really made you really upset. Somebody did. Someone did something to you. And maybe you should just pray over that. You should pray. Harden not your heart, okay? Yes, right? My holy king, right? I agree with you, my holy king. And corn, Oakland, you said Trina, as always. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the time. Best of luck. Hope everyone in the chat has a great night. Um, one peace and one love. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Oakland. I will talk to you later. Thank you for coming to my live. I appreciate it. Thank you, James. And that message might have been to Oakland, but thank you. Thanks for your positive message. Yes. Yes, my holy king. Yes, I agree. You know, okay, Jehovah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Yes. So I had just let me share something with you. I had an auntie that passed away about maybe a year ago. And my auntie had been telling me that my auntie was a lot older than me, but she had been telling me that she didn't think that her husband really liked her. Like he really just didn't like her. And he was 12 years older than her. So, anyways, she found out that he was like having, other relations. But anyways, she wouldn't confront him on it. She didn't confront him on it or anything. But and he was like in his 80s. So anyways, she had a heart attack. And this was like one of my closest aunties. She had a heart attack. She had a stroke or something. And he saw her laying on the ground on the floor. And he didn't help her. He he saw her, he walked by her, he left, went and got some parts for the car. She was still laying there. Now, how is she laying there with no shirt on the floor that she never lays on the floor like that? And instead of him helping her, he went to go and work on his car and came back and she was still laying there. So anyway, um yeah, it's foul. Yes, it is. So anyway, the if you have a stroke, you have so many minutes to seconds, seconds to minutes to get help for that person. So and if you don't do that, then they may be considered brain dead. So that was her case. That happened. And then while they were at the hospital, since he was older, he was acting like he was like half senile and half didn't understand anything. And people were like, we don't know if he's capable of, signing the papers so that the doctors can keep her alive for a little while. We're not sure because she was in a coma, like she was. So he said, I mean, she's already gone. I mean, what's the point of saving her? She's already gone. And so my family was thinking maybe he's just not mentally capable of understanding what's going on. However, when I went out there and I went to the funeral and I saw him keying and laughing and he and everything with all the neighbors and all that and talking about, I gave that woman 45, no, I gave that woman um 37 years of my life. I gave her 37 years. And then he was laughing about, they had all these acres. And he said, she once got on a tractor and rode and mowed the acres. But for the most part, I was doing everything. So I'm looking at this man and I said, I had enough of this. I had enough. So I had to tell them, I had to tell my mother, I said, look, I can't stay in here another minute. So I just asked him, I said, where was the room that she was laying at? Can you tell me the room that she was laying at? He said, she was laying upstairs. I went upstairs to go look at the crime scene. I was up there looking, and the room was in disarray, and his daughter was staying in her room. I don't know if the daughter got the room a mess or if I don't know if the daughter messed up the room or if the room was left in the way that it was because they weren't sleeping in the same room. So I go up there and I'm looking at all this stuff and I came down and I was like, I was just sick to my stomach. Like I'm looking at this man like, you were in the hospital acting like you couldn't see the forest for the trees. You didn't know what was going on. I'm just an old man. I don't know what to do. And so when I say, when I say that made me emotional, that made me so emotional, just to go. And then on top of that, I I don't even think that he paid for her funeral expenses. I think it was her best friend that paid for it. That's what I think. And he was sitting on the front. You know how the family sits on the front pew? He's sitting there and he's like laughing and talking with the neighbors. Like she's not right there laying there in the casket right in front of him. He's just laying there and I mean he's just sitting there and laughing and talking like none of like he wasn't at a funeral. So me and another lady that are sitting like a couple of seats behind, we're looking like, do you see what do you so we had attitudes. We had attitudes. Yes, God sees everything. And so we came back and my mom is like, so my cousin was telling me, he said, you know, my mom had a lot of designer purses and a lot of jewelry. Why don't you go in there and see if you can find some? He was telling me this. I said, you know what? That is not important to me. I said, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about, I said, I'm not materialistic like that. And if she's not here to give it to me, I don't want no part of it. And he was telling my cousin, oh, yeah, go in there and get whatever you want to get at her. Just go on and go get all that stuff. So I say, yes, it's diabolical. So I say that kind of made me kind of emotional because I just couldn't believe that this man is, you know, and then he went on, they say that he went on and moved to go live with his girlfriend, back with his girlfriend that he was, but I think he was 83 at the time. So he's 84 and some change or something. But he didn't get away with it. because it will come back on him. He didn't get away. Yeah, I just that part. And my mom was such a strong. My mother is such a strong woman. Like my mom went up there, and his daughter was trying to like defend her dad and talking about he's just under a lot of stress right now. You don't know what he's going through, and he you want him to make decisions on the burial and the funeral and all that. And she was kind of like, she don't know that my mom is not cut from that type of cloth. My mom is, she's not to be played with. So my mom told her, she said, I really don't think you know what type of woman I am. She said, I really don't think you know. I think you might want to watch what you're saying because you don't know what type of woman I am. And so my cousin looked at my mom like my cousin knew what kind of my mom is. He knew. So then she kind of like toned down her behavior toward my mom. But let me just tell you guys this. So the day of the funeral, we go back to the house. So they have, you go back to the house, they have dinner and everything. And she comes up to my cousin, because I was sitting in the car at that time because I refused to go in the house. She comes up to my cousin and she says, come on, come have a drink with me. Come have a drink. And that was like she was his sibling. Come have a drink with me. And I said, you know what? I said, you need clarity right now, cousin. You need clarity. You do not need. So she was passing the drink to him. She was passing it to me because he was sitting. She was passing it to me to give to him. So as she passed it to me, I took the cup of whatever was in it. It was like some kind of hard liquor or something. I took it, poured it down, and I said, he doesn't need this right now. And she said, I'm sorry. How are you doing? And then I said, I'm all right. How are you doing? And so she knew I wasn't trying to hear any of that stuff either, you know? No, so I'm just saying that kind of situation made me kind of emotional. It just, and I did do one video one time that you guys probably saw, and it had she and I, we were dancing in here in this room. We were dancing. She did a dance with me. And that was like our last, like my only time that I have to kind of like remember and reflect on what type of person she was. And she was so funny because we were trying to do this one dance trend, and she was like, Trina, now what do you want me to do? Do you want me to smile or you want me to do the dance? But I can't smile and do the dance because she was just looking mean, just trying to do the I said, you gotta smile. People like to see. She was like, I'm gonna do one or the other. So I think this video is like early on in my YouTube video. So you're gonna have to go way back. And she was wearing white. And she's the only like older lady that did it. Well, no, there was another lady that did a video with me, and we were singing. She was my backup singer. That Not that person. That's my neighbor. But this one, we were doing a dance in here in this room, and just go look on my profile, and you just have to go all the way down. I know I got thousands of videos, but you just got to go all the way down and you'll find it. Hi, Pirate Copy One. How are you? Thank you for coming to my live. I appreciate you. So, yeah, but you shouldn't treat people that way. You should, because it will come back on you. You may not realize it, but it will come back to you, or it might come back to somebody that you love, you know? Yep. And I was so glad that I got Not a lot of my siblings were able to attend her funeral, but I was so happy that I got to go out there. Yes, you reap what you sow. You do. Yep, you certainly do. You reap what you sow. So you sow good things will come back to you. Yep, they will. The one thing that I regret is that I wasn't able to go to the hospital as her last days. Like they said that my aunt said that she kept lifting her leg up, like she was lifting her leg. She wouldn't do anything else. She wouldn't communicate, but she would lift her leg. And they kept saying that they saw a sign of, life, like maybe she should be, kept alive. But he was like, for what? I mean, she's already dying. That's what he said, you know. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, my holy king. You are so right. You're right. You're never going to see these people again, so you should go. It's hard to do, but you should go. It's really hard to do. Um, Pirated copy. What are you talking about? What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm trying to see what you're saying. Epstein files. Okay. Yeah, just like what's going on in the news right now about the lady that's missing right now. That just really touches my heart. Like I'm like, a person didn't just disappear. A person doesn't just disappear. Just bring her back. You guys know who I'm talking about. So I'm talking about Nancy Guthrie. Yes, I know. It's so yes, I was watching it like every day up until like yesterday when they didn't really find the right person. Then I said, you know what? I don't even want to watch it anymore. So I'm kind of taking a break. But yeah, but she didn't just disappear. There was something they already saw like on the cameras and things like that. They saw what was on the camera. They saw the person. The person looked really spooky just to think. So ladies, make sure you guys lock your doors and you also set your alarm because there are a lot of crazy people out there because that made me think like I don't always set my alarm when I'm in the house, but I'm doing it now. You know, I know. Yes, watch your surroundings. Yes, it can happen in nice neighborhoods like where she lived. I used to live out there. I actually used to live in Tucson. And I know about the foothills. I didn't live in the foothills, but I didn't but I've been there and I knew of people that live there and it does look like you see the pictures, it's a real desert. It looks like it has all the elements of it. Um yeah, so just like my neighbor, I have a elderly late neighbor that's a few houses down. She said that after she saw that, she said she wasn't having her ring camera wasn't being monitored. But she said right after she saw that happen, she said now she's monitoring her having her ring camera monitored and she's paying for it. And so she's not like directly next door to me. She's a couple of houses. But anyways, I said, "Are you communicating with your next door neighbor? Are you guys checking on each other because they're both elderly people?" I said, "Are you guys doing that?" And she said, "Yes, we are." I said, "Because, it's crazy these days. People are just crazy." So she said that they are doing that. So, pirated copy. You don't watch the news? You have to be sick, right? My holy king, you have to be sick. You have to be sick. But you know, she did have Jehovah, she did have some type of tracking device. She had her she had her iPhone watch, and she also had a pacemaker, and what else did she have? Some kind of fitness tracker too. But the person that was going to do it, I think that this person probably knew her. That's what I'm feeling, because the person um disabled all of her cameras and also took her pacemaker and her iPhone and her phone, everything, and her even her fitness tracker, took that. So I think that this person probably knew, because they showed that there was activity up until the time that she was taken. And so I'm hoping and praying that she is still, you know, living and here with us, but I don't know. I really don't know. I just think that you got to be a really sick, convoluted, hateful person to abduct a elderly, defenseless person. You got to be some kind of sickness. Like, you got to really, you got me too. Me too, my holy king. I do too, because I just can't imagine, I just cannot imagine it. And she's 84 years old, like they said that she wasn't able to like walk without assistance. And so the fact that somebody went and did that, the fact that that person did that, somebody out there knows what type of person that is. Somebody. Cuz I tell you what, I'll tell you right now. If it was one of my people that I know, I'm reporting them. I don't care. I'm reporting them. I'm doing it. Because if they don't do it to if they're doing it to somebody else, they might do it to you, or they might do it to one of your family members. I'm reporting. I, I'm still saying pirated copy. It's still not, you know, it's still not a good thing to do. It's still not, it doesn't excuse it. It still doesn't excuse it. You know what I'm saying? If she did something to somebody earlier, if she did something to somebody earlier, that still doesn't excuse the fact of what somebody else is doing to an elderly, you know, person. Yeah, you do. You do, TP. You I hear you, TP. Don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. Right, Jehovah? You said y'all need to have 100% proof for what she did. Right? But yeah, I mean, if if you tell me that you did something, I'm calling. So don't even tell me, because I'm reporting it. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't do it in front of me. Don't. I'm telling you, I don't want to know. Don't even tell me. You know. Yes, I'm not gonna nah. Nope. That's not the person I am. There's so many people, evil people out there in the world, and you just never know. You can't trust anyone. And so after that, because you said that there's cameras everywhere, um I don't understand how you get away with that. Well, that is true. There are cameras, so hopefully, if they're not close within close proximity to where she lives and they had to drive out somewhere, then hopefully somebody will report it. But it's dark out there. Like it's literally, I lived out there. It's literally dark out there. There are no street lights. And the roads are go up and down like this. I mean, so there aren't any street lights, except for the lights that people turn on. And a lot of times people don't even really want to open the doors at night because it's pitch black out there. There's snakes, there's rattlesnakes out there. There may even be coyotes. I'm not for sure. I don't remember, but I know there are a lot of snakes. That I do know. Yes. Yes, Paulette. Is that, I think it's Paulette. Is it Paul or Paul? You're in Arizona? So I know that's probably all they're talking about right now, right? Yeah, so I lived in the Tucson area and I worked at Pima College like long time ago. So I kind of know, I know the area. Yes. And this is so I've been talking to some people. And so I was asking people, how do they feel about an 84-year-old being at home by themselves? And I got 50-50. Some people say, there's a lot of people that age or older at home by themselves. And I said, I just don't have a good feeling about somebody 84 being at home by themselves. I don't have a good feeling about that. I feel like somebody should have been there, like someone around the clock taking shifts or something like that. Oh, okay. You said, My Holy King, you said that I've been to Sedona, Arizona. I don't even know where that is. I'm not familiar with that. I've only been to just I think that's not too far from Tucson. Um, I've been to some of the surrounding cities. I was just about to say one of them. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. Right? Yes, Jehovah, I understand. But yes, I see and I agree with you, what you're saying. But some people she might have been kind of fragile, like a fragile type of person. Like I remember once seeing something on YouTube. Yes, my holy king. I remember one time seeing on YouTube, this was thank you, Joey Brown. God bless you as well. This was an older lady, and someone came to her door, and they thought that they were about to do something to her, but they didn't realize who they were messing with. And she was in her 80s. She used to go to or she did attend like the fitness aerobics and the weightlifting at the gym, and she was very strong. So they got in there and they got to run for their money. Like she literally handled them. She handled them. She handled them. Thank you, Paulette. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. You gotta speak up for the innocent people out there. You really got to speak up for them. Jehovah, you said you don't know that. You don't even see as you're talking, you need to watch what you say. Be careful what you say. Like I said, you sitting up there claiming all that stuff and saying, you know, and being a little bit, I don't know if you're being insensitive or, not having enough compassion, but you just got to be careful. You really do. And I just hope and pray. I just hope and pray that when I get to be older, because right now I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty physical. I have a lot of muscles. I'm very strong. Um, Someone would have a really a big bad fight for their life if they tried to mess with me. I don't play. But I just hope and pray that when I get older, I'm just going to keep on working out and keep on dancing. I hope that when I get older, I still have these muscles and I'm still strong. But yeah, that's all I can say because I don't know. I can't really say that my kids will come and stay with me. I can't say that my kids will say, "Hey, mom, you're getting too old. We need to have you come live with us." I don't know. I don't know. You don't know what people might do to you as you get older. So some people might say that you're not mentally capable of making decisions and have you put into a home or something like that against your will. So I don't know. I just pray that God protects me and puts the right people in front of me or around me to protect me as well. Yeah, spot on, my holy king, spot on. Spot on. You are so right in that. You are so right. I think I was at my fitness, my water aerobics, and this family they have three grown sons, and all three of the grown sons are artist what's the word, autistic. And so would you say that that's karma? They're like, I think they're back to back autistic, and I'm like, how does that, but the blessing in that is that they are able to enjoy themselves in the pool. Yes, they do have like a younger mindset, but they look like they function pretty well, and I know their parents are really proud that they're able to, be have some sense of independence. Haley, thank you, Haley. How are you? Big boss. Being in good shape is a plus point, but if something bad is about to happen, uh, true. But I got King Jesus. I got King Jesus, and I would holler out his name. I would holler out his name and I would start praying, while I'm defending myself. Yes, my holy king, autistic. I was talking about, yes. So three grown sons, and I think they might be in their 20s, maybe. Three of them back to back. And I think those may be their only sons, but they bring their sons to the water aerobics class. They bring them every time they come, and they listen to like the instructor. I'm sorry guys, I guess I must be tired. But they listen to the instructor and they do what the instructor tells them to do. Corin, you said in California it's a law that adult children have to take care of their parents if they need. Really? Is that a new law that passed? Because I need to let my sister know that. Or is that an ongoing law that has already been into effect? My holy king, you said that your son is 28. Big big boss, you said Jesus prayed to God as well when he was on the cross. Big boss, he did, and he prayed for our sins too while he was on the cross. Oh, it started in February. Okay. Thank you. I will I will let my sister know this. I will let my sister know because there's been a little frustration in the household, and I will let her know. Um, so I did ask my sister. I said, "Look, if you need to use me, and you want you want our mom to come and stay with me sometimes, like on the weekends or a week or so." Because I know my mom's desire is to be with my sister. She loves my sister so much. She loves my sister. So if you need a break, sis, sometimes, you know, um, our mom can come and stay with me like a weekend or a week or so because my mom really wants to be with my sister. She just kind of gets frustrated sometimes. That's Hey, they have a new governor out there, and that new governor made a lot of laws come into effect in 2026. And, I'm in Texas, and they're pretty strict out here, too. They're pretty strict. Well, um, Jehovah, you are entitled to your beliefs, and I'm not even holding it against you. I'm not even mad at you. You're entitled to your beliefs. But your name Jehovah, hmm, has me kind of puzzled. That's your name, Jehovah. I'm just saying, let that sink in for a minute. Big Boss, you said here in the Netherlands, nursing houses are normal. You talk about nursing homes? Yep. Yeah. Hey, you already know me. I can have a debate with you and not even really get mad. I can have a debate. I'm just saying, you guys are entitled to your beliefs, but I won't let any of your beliefs influence the way I believe and vice versa. You're entitled. You are entitled to your belief. But I'm glad you're doing it peacefully and that you're not on here like trying to argue with me or insult me or anything like that. I'm glad you're not doing that because it's so easy to just it's really so easy to just block somebody from your channel. It's really easy to do that. But a lot of times when people are like trolls, I'm not calling you a troll. I'm just saying a lot of times when trolls come onto my channel and just say I do a video and they insult me and they say different things, a lot of times I don't just like to just let it go and block them. I like to meet them where they are. You know what I'm saying? I just do. I just like if somebody says something to me that's, so first before I comment, when they insult me on my channel, I go to their page and I look at their things that's on their page. I look at their page, I look at their videos, I look at some of the comments, and then what I sometimes do is I know you're not looking for trouble. What I sometimes do is I go onto their page and I say, this person was not very nice. This person said this to me on my video, and then I might show them the video. This is really like a nasty person. So I just let people know that, that that's what I do. That energy that you're displaying towards me, I let the people know that you're in company with what kind of person you are. And then I let that person go in and block me from their channel. I'm just saying. I'm not tit for tat. I just feel like it's so easy to just block a person, you know? Like it's so easy to just hang up on a person. Yeah, well, guys, let me read your comment. You said some people misconstrue what we say in the chat and we get blocked for it instantly. That is true. That is true because you only have a couple of seconds to decipher what somebody is saying or what their angle is. I know, Jehovah. I mean, I'm not holding it against you because you did come peacefully. Now you might have your, you know, you might have your views and I have my own views, and that's fine. You can have your views. We can have different views and still get along, you know. It's not, and you can still come to my live and support my live. That's fine. And you can also play my trivia games that we have. I'm reading your question. You said, "My holy king, is this disrespectful, this question?" So I didn't even play trivia with you guys tonight, um but we can probably do it tomorrow. Let's see. Let me read your comment. It's Black History Month, and who are some of your Black heroes? Okay, thank you for changing the subject. Some of my Black heroes. Okay, I will say I have a couple of them. Maya Angelou was one of them. I really liked her. She's just one of the people that I really, really liked. I also liked, I like Martin Luther King, but I'm not really like a Martin Luther King type of person. I'm more like, now I'm drawing a blank. What is the guy's name? I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out, guys. Who was the other person that was a civil rights activist that was, he was the opposite of Martin Luther King? Who am I talking about? Can you guys tell me? I'm trying to think who that person was. Malcolm X. Yes. Yes, Malcolm X. So I really liked Malcolm X because he helped open up our understanding to what we were dealing with, and he didn't like sugarcoat everything. Like Martin Luther King, I like that he had held peaceful. He liked to hold the peaceful demonstrations, and he felt that we should just turn the other cheek and we should fight for equal rights, but fight for it peacefully. But all the while um, we were being killed and beat up and what else? Humiliated and you know, I and we were being tormented and our kids were being tormented and our families, and I didn't like that part. And so I didn't like that part of history. You know, I didn't like what happened in the Oklahoma bombings. I didn't like that because that was our Oklahoma was our Black Wall Street. I didn't like that at all. What? I can't believe the YouTuber. I cannot believe you said that you were being disrespectful for that question. No, no. Jehovah, are you saying that he's being disrespectful? I know you are not saying, I know that you are not saying my holy king is being disrespectful. Come on, come on. I know you're not saying that. Yes, Black Wall Street, it was jealousy. I think so. And every time I go to Oklahoma now, I just have this like eerie feeling. Like when I go to Oklahoma, I want to hurry up and get out of there. Okay, so that wasn't you. Okay. Okay, Jehovah, I apologize. Yeah, but every time I go to Oklahoma, even though it was in Tulsa and I'm going to Oklahoma City, I just kind of feel like I want to hurry up and get out of there. I feel like, thank you, Jehovah. I feel like, this is my opinion. I feel like a lot of the people of color, the black people of color that are there, black people, I feel like it stunted their growth after they got rid of the Black Wall Street. I just don't think that Oklahoma has ever been the same. But that's just my opinion because every time I go to visit Oklahoma and I talk to some of the people there, I just feel like there's something that's just different. That's just my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. I'm just saying. And every time I go there, I just feel like it took something out of their soul and for the people that were coming up after that happened. I mean, yes, there are a lot of smart people out there. There's doctors and lawyers and everything, and there's wealthy people out there, but I just feel like as a person, I don't think I want to stay there. Do you understand? You understand what I'm saying, TP? So when I went to live in Oklahoma for 1 year with my ex-husband that was in the military. And when I tell you the people seem like they were like delayed by 20 years, and this was in 1987, okay? I was 18, 19 during that time. And it was just something about the people, like it was just I just couldn't put a finger on it. And my ex mother-in-law at the time, she had a nail shop and she would do all the ladies, these were rich white ladies' nails. She would be doing their nails. And I felt like they were talking down to her like she was like their servant. And she would they say, "Oh, I just love the way you do my nails. I love the way you do them. Can't nobody do my nails like you do my nails. I love the way." And they would give her like things from their house, like furnishings and things they were getting rid of, and she put it in their shop and everything. And so when I came out there, me being fresh out of California, she thought there was something just like those city people, those city girls. It's just, ooh, something about those city girls. Like I think she thought I was just too hot to trot type of person. Like I was getting like sculpture nails at the time. She was doing natural nails. She said, "We don't do all that sculptured stuff here. We do natural. We do natural hairstyles. We do So she thought I was just one of these like her son just married this hot in the streets type of person. And I was very much not that. I was a homely, God fearing Christian young girl. But, yeah. And then all they did was go and play bingo. They went to bingo hall like a couple of days a week. And then they tried to drag me in there. And I didn't want to go in there with all this smoking cigarettes and the cussing and all that other stuff. I didn't want to do all that. I didn't even want to go outside. All I wanted to do was just stay inside the house because at the time my ex was away. He was deployed. So I was at the home by myself with my daughter. And they wanted to come over to my house every day. Like he had a lot of siblings. They wanted to come over to my house and everybody wanted to sit there and watch the soaps at my house. And I wanted my privacy. I was like, I'm not really used to all this. I just want to, but I couldn't tell them that, because they were my family in-laws. But yeah, so that's my story. That's just how I felt, you know. Let me read your comment. My Holy King, you said, think about this. If you really hate people, would you have them cook your food and watch your kids or working on your land? It's not hate, it's jealousy. You right on the money. Yes, yes, you are so right on that. Yeah, so, and then years later, my daughter went to stay out there for the summers because I was divorced at the time. So she went to stay out there some of the summers, and her grandmother didn't like her because my daughter, I raised her different. See, when I was younger, when I was 19, I knew how to just, not really speak my mind and really just, respect older adults and not really say anything. But my daughter, I raised her to voice her opinion respectfully. And so her grandmother didn't really care for her. She thought, because one thing, my daughter had braids in her hair. During that time, they had the braids that were like the long brandy braids. And she thought, those braids are too grown for a 10-year-old. She should not have any long braids like that. It's too grown. And she would tell my daughter, she'd say, go on outside. If you come back in here, you're staying in. Go sit outside. So my daughter would be sitting outside in the hot heat that we weren't used to. And my daughter said she didn't like it. She didn't like going out there. She just did it. So the next year um when she turned 11, I gave her a choice. I said, if you want to go out there, you can. If you don't, she was like, I don't want to go out there. I'm good, Mom. I don't want to go out there. And so that year I moved to I moved to Tucson. That's when I moved to Tucson. Um, this is when my daughter was 10, 10, 10, 11. I moved to Tucson. And my daughter said, I don't want to go. But my son, he was like, I want to go. So I let him go. Hi, Jonathan. Yes, that California Cali love. We were raised different. We're cut from a whole different type of cloth. You know, we're not used to this kind of stuff. We're just not. Was California bad during that time? Well, when I was in my teens to adult age, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think that it was bad. We had our gangs and stuff like that. We had that. But I think that if you were smart and you weren't from that area of the hood, you just didn't go there. And so we didn't. No, you said Tupac Shakur. No, you were so wrong on that. No, no, no. I have family members in Compton. I did. I mean, I did, and we go to visit. But no, I even had family members in Watts. I mean, we would go to visit, but I didn't know it was anything wrong with it. I didn't see anything wrong. If you weren't out there doing those things that could get you in trouble, then it wasn't happening to you. So no, I didn't see it. But now, fast forward when I got to my later 20s and I went back to California, Then I saw a change. I saw a change, but I still had like, I was working at the Long Beach Naval Shipyard, and I had friends that lived in the projects, and um, I would go and hang out with some of my friends in the projects, but I didn't really think nothing of it. I knew it was bad. I knew it was kind of bad, but I didn't have that level of fear in me. So we would go there, and then I would get people that would ask me, just say someone out there that was not such a good person would say, if you want me to watch your car, because I had a BMW at the time, if you just give me $10, I'll watch your car and make sure nobody steals your car. So I gave him $10. I didn't think nothing of it. You said LA gangs are way different from New York. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I know that LA gangs, they're pretty ruthless. I could say that, but I don't know. I just know that they have they fight for their colors. Like if you're in the Crips or the Bloods or the Pyrus or whatever you're in, or the Mexican gang, they fight for their colors. I do know that. Okay. Okay, you said Patton State Hospital. Okay, I will do that. Jonathan, you said in San Francisco it was about turfs and projects against, oh, okay, against other ones. It was, oh, wild. A lot of my friends are dead now. Oh, God bless you that you made it out of there. Because that could have been you, right? Mm. My holy king, you said I met Bloods and Crips first time in the Navy in boot camp. They were only from LA at that time. Wow. Okay, I'm going to say this. Wow. Because I had a brother that was in the Navy, but he was representing. He is not that person, but yeah, he was in the Navy. Yeah, and he was before he went in. So it's crazy how like people could go to the military and they still represent their set. Like they go to the military, and then when they get out and they go back then in the 90s, they go back and they hang out and they still represent their set. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, how are you going to be, you don't even belong to any of these gangs anymore. Right now you belong to Uncle Sam. So how are you going to be claiming? It just seemed kind of strange, weird to me, but I guess you're welcome, Jonathan. Yeah, it seemed kind of strange. Like how are you going to, rep your set and you're in the military? You're fighting a whole nother war right now. You don't even need to be thinking about that. Literally. True. Some trying to, yeah, but once they join the military, then that was now that was their hood now, so to speak. Like they were representing the US. You I don't know. It was weird. Okay. Bye, Jehovah. Thank you for coming to the live, and thank you for having a positive energy about, everybody's differences. I appreciate it. Let's see. What are you saying, Jonathan? US stays banging in the on the world of world. Hey, I guess. Hi, Bobby. Mm. You said that most of the 5% gods turn blood injured. So that's what the game was called, right? Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. I understand, my holy king. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so they weren't planning to go back home, just to graduate and move to another country. Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't choose the streets, because everybody has a choice to make, and I'm so glad that I didn't. I mean, even though my mother was very strict, sometimes you rebel in that way, and you seek to the streets so that you can get away from, like, the strict environment that you're in. And then you get older and you rebel and you start doing things like that. I'm so glad that I had Christ in my life. I didn't even realize how much Christ was in my life until I got older, and I said, okay, so that's why I didn't do a lot of the things that I did. I mean, that people were doing. 5% were originally Muslims under the Nation of Islam, but branched off under clearance. Yeah, see, you in New York, they have a whole different set of principles, right? Like, you're talking about the 5%ers, right? Yeah, but they have a lot of strict principles. Like, I feel like their principles are very strict, and whereas in LA, they're fighting for recognition for, like, what set they're from and who's running this turf. Like, you can't come over here and sell your goods. You know what I'm saying? You can't sell your goods over here because this is my, you got to come to me, like, you got to get permission from me, and I'm representing, stuff like that. That's what I learned, but I stayed away from those type of situations because um I just didn't want to be a part of that. I wasn't even attracted to that kind of stuff. Um but then when I got older, when I got older, I will say this, when I got older and I started working at the Long Beach Naval Shipyard, then I was kind of attracted to those kind of types of not so gentleman like calling guys, because I don't know what it was, I don't know. But then I got older again, and I was like, that's not for me. That is not for me. I didn't discriminate. Okay. TP, you said the streets lead you to one or two places, jail or no longer here. True, 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 true. You go Brooklyn. Jonathan, you said I'm 49 and I just got all my criminal records expunged. Way to go. In the last year and a half. Oh, Sacramento County and San Mateo County, or San Maceo. What do you guys call it there? San Maceo, or you call it Mateo? I'll never. Well, like I've told you guys before, I have some brothers that, they have straightened out their ways, and they have um, turned to another better life, and representing really, really well for the family and for themselves, and doing really good. But they were a part of that lifestyle as well, and they changed their life and turned their life around. And so that's why I said, I don't judge people like that, because you never know. Like, you don't know what people's background is. You don't know. What is that you claim? Yeah, that's what they would say. Like, you're right. Okay, so I think it's called Mateo, right? Oh, you're about to turn 50? Okay. But there's still some older people out there, 50 and older, still out there representing. I'll never understand why, but there are some. I like what you said, 95. I like that. I like that. I like that. There's no 401k. There's no there's no social security benefits. There's no retirement. There's no good credit. Hi, the rebel warrior. How are you? Wow. God bless you. You're 50? The rebel warrior. You're 50? You don't look 50 at all. You do not look 50. You you look really good. You do not look 50. Go ahead on, girl. Go ahead on. Yes, my holy king, even in their 60s, right? Out there, like, come on now. Come on. Out there trying to represent, trying to rep, trying to rep their set. It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Wow, that's yes, I remember you said you were having a birthday, and I think I vaguely remember you saying that. But so it's hard to believe that, and it's hard to really realize that when you look at a person as young as you look. Like you look really young for your age. You don't look like so when I see you and I see your videos, I feel like I'm still looking at somebody that's like a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? I'm just I'm just calling it for what I see, how I see it. Yes, 95 it. You said it don't make sense. If it don't make sense. Yes. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Rebel. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's why it's hard to like look at you and see 50. Even though you said it, you said it. But you guys, if you look at her page, you look at her, you don't see 50. You do not see 50. No. Mm-mm. Not at all. Not at all. Not even in her dressing. Like you don't see like she doesn't dress like old. She dresses, she's on point. She dresses very trendy, and she's always fashionable. Like you don't see that. I'm just saying you don't. Yes, enjoy your 50th birthday party celebration, Jonathan. Enjoy it because and do it big, do it bigger than you would for any other of your only, cuz at 50, at 50, if we're blessed, then we can live another 50 years. But at 50, a lot of us have more years behind us than we have in front of us. So you got to make it big. Like you got to really like when you get to your 50s, you got to really like pull out all the stops. Like when I turned 50, I had a really nice birthday party. Like it was really, really nice. It was really nice. So, yes, 50. Yes. I used to think 50 was so old until I got there. Um, You said I'm trying to trying to be like you and admire everything about your channel, your looks, your home, and your hot tub, and you're a beautiful and amazing woman to look up to. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I'm what I like about you and we both have this in common. So we like to do gospel, inspirational videos, and then we also like to drop it like it's hot. You know, so we just we we're very diverse, and that's what I like about you because you are very diverse. You're like you're not like you can't put you in a box. Like you can't be boxed. That's me. You cannot put me in a box. No. I can show you better than I can tell you. And don't be surprised because some of my videos you might want to put me in a certain type of category and then I'll come out with something else and you're like, "Oh, what? What what is she doing?" No. She is not. No, she's not living up to my expectations. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm different. So just accept that. And if you don't like something about me, just pray for me. Just pray about it. You know, don't judge. Just pray about it. I'm just a different type of person. I'm very flavorful. That's all that I can say. And I'm not going to ask for forgiveness or permission to be that way cuz that's just who I am. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? You know, you never know what you're going to get. But you have me dancing every day. Oh, thank you. Yes, you never know because I like old and new, and I like all types of music, and I like all types of comedy. Um I mean, I can't bring it like I used to, like back in my 20s, but I bring it my own 50s way. That's what I do. So, because as you get older, like some of your dance movements, they get to be a little stiff a little bit. But but I do my best. I do what I can do. So I'm just saying that don't be surprised and don't judge me. Don't, just accept me for being me. That's all I can say. My holy king, you said you got God in your life. That's great. If you were an atheist, I wouldn't be here. Thank you. No, I am not. If I was an atheist, I probably wouldn't be here either. Let that sink in. You know? Yeah. So, Ricky, Ricky. I'm already spoken for. But I can be your YouTube friend. I can be your YouTube friend. And what I like about YouTube is that it's not so personal. So thank you, Ricky. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do appreciate your support. And thank you, my holy king. You said you love everything about me. Thank you and God bless you. Well, guys, we've been on here a minute connecting, and I really like this. This was a lot of fun to me because I was hoping that I love you back, Ricky. I was hoping that people wouldn't just always want me to do trivia. I like doing the trivia. I actually love doing the trivia. It's something that I love to do, but sometimes I just want to talk to you guys. I don't always just want to do the trivia. But I don't get me wrong. I like doing the trivia. It's a new thing that I've come into that I like doing. But sometimes I do want to talk to you guys. I want to just kind of get to know you guys and let you guys kind of get to know me. Thank you. See, I'm not just a person behind a card, you know. I'm a human being, and I'm not an I and what do you call it? An AI person. I'm a real person, you know. And I'm not perfect by any means, but neither are you guys, you know. Spiritual teachings. Oh, yeah, I watched that before. I can't I cannot watch that anymore. I watched it before and it did scare me. But I will be talking to you guys later. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys and I will probably ooh, you be careful. Spiritual teachings, go lock all your doors. Make sure all of your doors are locked and set your alarm. Okay? If you don't have one, get your dogs or your animals, put them around you, whatever. But make sure your doors are locked. Okay. Thank you, my holy king, and thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. Spiritual teachings. You better start praying. You better you better start living up to your name and you start praying. Hi, Salif. Yeah. I'm kind of too scared to watch horror, scary movies. I always run out of the room and go like I'll run out of the room and then I'll go back into where we're watching TV and I'll tell my husband, I'll say, ah, so what happened? What happened? And he has to tell me everything because I will literally like close my eyes and I will run out. That's how scary I am. Yes, I love the Lord. Yes, I do. Yes. And I can talk to non believers because I feel that sometimes God puts that non believer in your pathway. Like, God will give you several chances to acknowledge Him and also to bring you closer to him, and he will put, he'll put all kind of things in your pathway. And I feel that sometimes God puts things or puts people in your life for a reason, because you never know who needed to hear that. You never know, like the person that we were talking to earlier, you never know what he needed to hear. Remember, he started out saying that I don't really have a lot of emotions, I don't really care about, you know there's a lot of emotional people out there, but sometimes just talking to somebody and hearing their story can help you kind of deal with those demons or those the hardness of your heart. So I don't have a problem with talking to non-believers. It's not going to change how I feel, though. you said you said that my holy king. You say you need to put on The Exorcist, Blair Witch. Is I my dad took me to see The Exorcist when I was like I think I was 7, and that was the wrong thing to be taking a 7-year-old to see. He used to work for this youth organization called the Handy, and they would take a group of kids. And he was young himself. He might have been like 27. And he took us all to go see that movie. There were teenagers in there watching the movie with me. And ever since then, I think it kind of like traumatized me. Like it kind of gave me a form of PTSD for like horror and scary movies. And I can't watch it anymore. I just can't do it. Hi, Mr. Boston. You said, I am a Capricorn. I start the year at the end of the year, and we are the best. Let me see. What else did you say earlier? How are you doing? I'm sorry I was talking, so I didn't get to see your comments. I know, right? Yes, I had no business. Like, so my father is no longer with us, but I was talking to my uncle about it the other day, and he was telling me, he said, because I told him that I went to go see the movie, The Primates. You know, I went to see The Primate, that movie, and he said, I can't even watch that ever since your dad took me to see The Exorcist. And then he said I was 11 at the time, and that did something to me. I said, I was with you guys. He said, no, Trina, you didn't go. I said, yes, I was in the van with you guys. We all went to like the drive-in movie theater. He said, man, I can't imagine you seeing that at 7. I said, man, me either. I said, for years, every time I would see the curtains blow in my room, like the sheer white curtains, I would get so scared. I mean, it took like many years for me to overcome that. So I still, to this day, I cannot watch a scary movie without like running out of the room or covering my face. Yes, you are so right, my holy king. It sure did. It it sure did. Good night, Paul. Um, you love documentary. Me too, Salif. Me too. They are like very inspiring and they give you a lot of knowledge. And I love watching those. But I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Um, I'm going to talk to you guys later. And I wanted to tell you guys thank you and God keep you guys. And I will see you probably tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Did I see that movie? No, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But good night to all you guys. Thank you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. I love you guys. Bye. Bye bye. Good night, TP. Thank you for coming to the live, everybody. Bye bye.